Hello everyone and welcome to NIP TV, and thanks for tuning in to our second Play Like the Pros video. My name is Knight, and today we're going to take a quick look at a strategy on DDoS 2 which we've seen utilised in particular by both Titan and LDLC. What the terrorists aim to do is start off by smoking mid to allow themselves access to short, and then they apply a barrage of smokes on top of the bomb site and in areas around the site to try and sneak in as close as possible and plant the bomb, which of course should always, most of the time, be the main aim when you're on an eco. Okay guys, for the first smoke we're going to smoke just in front of graffiti. Make your way to short, stand in this corner, and what you want to do is line up the edge of this window with the top of this building. So create an imaginary line between the two, and where you imagine they would meet, simply let go. And if we follow the smoke, it should block off anyone hiding in this area here. The second smoke is relatively simple, and it's just going to smoke to the right of the previous smoke. You don't need to do anything special. Just as you're running up short, make sure your crosshair is between these lower two windows, and just as you get off the stairs, let go, and it should land nicely over here. So when partnered with the smoke just in front of graffiti, you should end up with a wall of smokes like this. The third smoke we're going to use to smoke crossover from here on short. You see this wall right in front of you. What you want to do is line up this wall with the side of the balcony here. So keep moving until they touch on your screen, and then you can see this lower darker line at the top of this building. What you want to do is put the right hand side of your crosshair just touching that line there and let go. You don't need to jump, you don't need to do anything fancy, just line everything up, and that should block you from any CTs in the crossover area. So if we smoke there, we smoke there and we smoke there, the last area where a CT could potentially fire at us with an AWP or M4 is just behind that barrel on ramp. Last but not least is the fourth smoke, and this is an optional smoke. Now at the end of the previous round, I showed you guys that the area that will be left exposed to short is going to be this area here. So if you guys on your eco can afford an extra smoke, I recommend you go for this. If you can't, then it should be sufficient to lob a few flashes over and gamble and try to plant. But providing you do want to do this smoke, is pretty simple if you can afford the smoke. Stand in this corner here and bear in mind that you need your teammates to smoke that area first, which was the first smoke I showed you. Providing this is smoked, you should be fine. And all you've got to do is aim for this bottom right hand corner of this window here, and then run forwards and let go as soon as you cross this shadow. Boom. So if we follow the smoke, it'll land right here. So we'll end up in a scenario where we have a smoke here, and a smoke on crossover. So unless you've got a CT who for some reason is really up close and personal, or a CT who's playing from here or near CT spawn, you'll have cancelled out all of this area, and in theory you should be able to plant here like Titan and LDLC attempted to do, and hopefully win the round as well. So there you have it guys. This approach really is that simple. Remember that the core aim is not to win the round, but rather to plant the bomb. The chances are that now, without the CZ75 being as strong as it used to be, opponents with rifles should be able to retake sites easier. Here we see how LDLC approached this A push, and how they opted to flash crossover whilst only utilising 2 smokes. Whilst Titan, however, smoked closer to the barrel to cancel out ramp and also smoked crossover. At the end of the day, there isn't a right or wrong answer to which approach is the best to take, as it also depends on how your opponents are set up. But yeah, for example, LDLC were extremely unlucky that Semphis happened to coincidentally be playing graffiti to spray through the smoke and stop the initial plant, even though LDLC still ended up trading the kill and won the round. Like I said earlier, you and your teammates can also come up with variations for this. if you realise the CTs or your opponents are quick to rotate, you could for example send 2 people long after the 2 initial smokes have been thrown from short, to not only smoke crossover but also flank, which wouldn't be ideal at long distance, but you get the point. The possibilities are potentially endless. Or you could for example leave a player in upper tunnels, execute the same starting approach, yet send someone through double doors and have 3 players jump down into CT spawn off short to try and go for a mid to B push, which could potentially prove successful down to the flanker in upper tunnels if you manage to kill an opponent and pick up a weapon on B ramp, as whatever player will be left in B should then become surrounded and you should technically find yourself with a empty B bomb site. So guys, be creative, and most importantly take into consideration the simplicity yet effectiveness of truly utilising armour pistol buys if you lose your initial pistol round. And all I have left to say is, good luck, have fun.
So there we have it guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel and most importantly, like the video. If you also want to catch up with the Ninjas in Pyjamas TV crew on their social media, or even tune into them when they're streaming to ask them questions, take part in giveaways, or even play with them, then don't hesitate to check out the links on your screen now. Thanks for watching on behalf of all of us here at Ninjas in Pyjamas.